Say on streets.
Our streets.
Say on streets. And made it.
Right.
Made it. Whose streets?
Our streets.
Word on the beat, word on the beat, word on the beat.
Time after 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 time after.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Bass, and you tuned in to N's Podcast. This episode is going to be a little different, somewhat of a tribute, but also using someone that I know personally, testimony, to probably help somebody that's out there that's trying to jumpstart or just get started and need some type of boost, a spark. So I'm going to show y'all a story. The story is this one of, it's the trials and tribulations of my brother. You know, he was finding his identity within his passions. You know, we come up from a different type of environment. We grew up on the east side of Detroit, where you see a lot, you do a lot, you learn a lot, and you know, you learn how to deal with certain pains and gains. But our social norms isn't the norms of like the average U.S. American or the average person in the world. So I know during this time, my brother, you know, he been really searching for like what it is that he want to do, his passion, and just trying to do it. You know, for him, he always been creative, like always been creative, always been in the drawing, always, you know, been in the video games, creating on the computer, all that type of stuff. But at the same time, we grew up in an environment where, you know, you gotta fight to survive. So I feel like a part of that kind of you know weighed on him throughout his process of trying to do what he was passionate about, but also have to deal with the reality of his situations. You know, like we don't necessarily come from environments where you can just be like, you know what, I'm gonna just take 6 months off and just focus on creating and just following my dream and passion. Like, a lot of your family, a lot of even your situations got to be dealt with right now, so you need right now solutions, which I know when you always go to the right now solutions, sometimes they kind of, you know, stray us away from our path a little bit, and sometimes longer than what we sometimes wanted it to be. But I know during this time, he's been getting really into photography. And I know at first he was just talking about it. And then, you know, he picked up a camera, started taking pictures. And he like, you know, I'm going to really start doing this. Next thing you know, he went to invest into a camera and never stopped taking pictures ever since, capturing all moments of his life. But it's like exciting and also refreshing to see, because it's like watching a kid, you know, figure out like play a new sport or something. You know, like the interest levels is at an all-time high, the energy, the excitement, you know, even with the pains of it, it's excitement, you know. And I remember when he was first starting out, it was the fear of the unknown. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. What's going to be the next step? Like, how I'm going to do this? This shit costs. This shit expensive. But then he kind of just set his mind to it. I know he this type of person, like, once he set his mind to it, he going to do whatever it takes. But then it also comes down to, like, the characteristics of the person as well. And we all possess these characteristics, but some of us are more humble, and also some of us are more seeking of it. The want to learn. You know, I remember, you know, I was just being on the phone before, because he just came up here. It was his 30th birthday. He came up here, come visit me and my other brother, and we celebrated. But before then, I just remember us being on the phone. He like, man, I'm watching these YouTube videos. I'm trying to basically learning and trying to perfect his craft, but also trying to get a return on his investments. Not just expecting for it to come to him. You know, like a lot of people, you know, they go buy something and just sit on it and basically expect for it to create that avenue that they wanted, that lane for them that they wanted. But no, when it's just a tool. So, you know, I just was taking that in, just us being on the phone, you know, him talking about different shots, just trying to learn the camera, learn how to do different things with the camera, and just understanding what comes with his craft. Now, fast forward to the present time, you know, we go pick him up. He got his camera ready, you know, he bringing his camera out. He was saying that that's what he was going to do, but he wasn't joking about it. Now, this is another key thing, you know, understanding of identity and being confident with that. So we went out on his birthday. He like, you know what? You know, the first night he got in town that Friday, we went out. You know, he didn't bring his camera because, you know, we was worried about, you know, security and all that type of stuff. Talking about, you know, don't bring camera in. He like, man, fuck that shit. I'm going to bring my camera. If they say I can't bring it in, they can't bring it in. You know, this what I do. You know, they fuck with it. They should fuck with it. Like type deal. But having that confidence in what he do. You know, he bring the camera out. And as we walk in and stuff like that, we like, oh man, these hoes bougie. Not hoes. These females, these women are bougie. Things of that nature. Like, man, don't even be wasting your time. But you know, people just in general, like they, you know, just funny acting. They might try to act funny. So he just taking pictures of everybody. You know, buildings, the whole scenery. When we was walking, people's couples and stuff like that. And people was like, dang, like, man, so what you do? You know, like, man, I'm a photographer, you know, traveling photographer, and he take pictures, you know, and do videos and stuff of that nature. But at the same time, his confidence and also the willingness to be social and, like, branch out and owning what he do created a whole different networking for him. Now people is interested in, damn, like, all right, you must be serious. You out here taking pictures right now, like, you know, like, and he created that value system for himself with new people now that he's getting introduced to, because now they looking at him like, damn, he's serious. He's taking pictures right now, and they know off top, they have some type of idea of what he do. And that's the ideal, that's the image that he wants them to also view him as. Is y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So sometimes we find ourselves wanting people to accept us or wanting people to acknowledge us for certain things. When first it comes with, we got to acknowledge it our damn self. Then we got to own it our damn self. And then give off that energy, because I read this, I learned this in school at some point in time. That energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred. So if you give off the energy, it's going to get received somewhere. It ain't just going to just evaporate into thin air. It's going to get received somewhere. So, like, you know, we walking and stuff like that. So I'm going to go back to the story. I just had to stop and, you know, put that in there. So we walking, and I know I just keep looking back. You know, it's family. I'm protective. I'll keep looking back, like, you know, like where he at, trying to make sure eyes on him, you know, because he not from around here. I know that he not from around here. Also, he haven't lived around here. He's a tourist to the area. But, you know, we came up in a different environment. He like, man, I'm good, man. Like, like, I'm good, man. He just enjoying himself, taking pictures, like trying to catch good scenes. Like, I mean, good angles. My bad. As y'all see, I'm not a photographer, but he was trying to get good angles, and the whole like my whole thought process started to change. Like, oh man, like what am I worried about? Like, he enjoying himself, like, and he ain't worried about what people gonna say or none of that, because this is what he do. He know it comes with the territory. So that's another thing, knowing what comes with, you know, want to do what you love. It's gonna be people that's gonna be like, nah, bro, like, man, get that camera out of my face, bro, like, all that type of stuff. Or it's gonna be people that's gonna be like, man, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Like, man, this nigga out here taking pictures, man. Come on, man, come live life. But now you like, man, this is living life for me. I'm out here, enjoying it. It's his birthday, like, and that's what I was looking at, like, man, it's his birthday, and this is what he want to do. So I know it was a challenge for him, like as I was saying, like the same challenges we all go through, the fear of the unknown when we first start out, then going over that learning curve. But then at some point we gotta go back and remember what was it like as a kid, enjoying the learning process. Enjoying the processes. Now we live in this day and age where it's instant gratification. So it kind of take away from the value of the process of doing things and just cherishing the moments. So then now we kind of, fast forward throughout the weekend. So now we kind of just living up, we kind of just enjoying it. And then one of the key things I always notice about it though, like he was very humble throughout the whole weekend. Like very humble. Like I'm like, bro, it's your birthday, like what you trying to do? He's like, man, I just want to just see some scenes, take some pictures, and just enjoy the city, man. I'm on vacation. And it was just like, man, like let's do this, let's do that. Like, man, I ain't trying to go too far over the top. I ain't trying to do too extra. Like, I'm like, damn, all right. And he just had pure enjoyment out of doing the things he loved, being around the people he loved, doing what he loved, and just being in good vibes. So this podcast, this episode was basically using his story, his testimony to kind of share, like, don't be afraid to, well, it's gonna be fear. I ain't gonna say don't be afraid. You're gonna have fear doing something that you don't know how it's gonna pay out for you. You're gonna go through learning curves, learning how to use and how to deal with this gift, these talents. And at the same time, you gotta own it. If that's something that you choose to do, if that's a passion, if that's a career, if that is an idea, if that is a way you want to just wear your hair, you gotta own it. Don't, you feel me? Like, don't get a certain hairstyle and try to wear a hat to cover it up because you're afraid of what everybody gonna think. You gotta own it. People are gonna think what they're gonna think anyway it go. And then also, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. Like I also mentioned, like, we came from from a different environment. For some of y'all, if y'all not really aware of what a Detroit is like or what a city is like, it's one of the cities that went bankrupt. I hate sharing that because people get a false perception of like, oh man, y'all niggas broke. No, 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 no. It's not that. It's just more so of it was a lot of corruption, a lot of it's a lot of corruption going on and a lot of misuse of funds. So our school systems took a hit. Our judicial system took a hit, which means the police, fire departments, all that took a hit. Overall, just the city funding took a hit. So a lot of programs, a lot of all that stuff basically became non-existent. So a lot of people just really didn't really have the extra push and them extra avenues to kind of do different things. So you got a lot of people that's frustrated about their circumstances and their environment. And a lot of people going through things that they don't even realize they're going through, pains and traumas. Because that's a place where everybody has lost somebody. Everybody knows somebody that's dead or also been, in prison for a very long time. So they deal with that type of pain and trauma. So that's like a social norm. So you kind of bringing that up to somebody. It's like they like, you know what? I got a cousin or I got a brother, I got a father, or I got a best friend, or I got everybody has someone that they either have lost or they have lost their freedom. So for him, to see him, find the pure enjoyment out of the little things that I watched him when he was younger enjoy, and try to, and not try to, because he has, but found his way towards that, and incorporating it, in his everyday life, and now it becomes a business for him. He's booking gigs and doing things, like he's traveling right now, and he still does his regular everyday hustle, and now he's doing this on the side, and it's giving him another extra push. So, long story short, man, get active, man. And what I mean by that, man, is just like them ideas you talk about, those visions you see, those moments you just feel. Be present and and partake in those. It's so many times I hear people talk about how they want to do something, but it's the fear of the unknown that always stop them. You know what? We all a little scared. I won't even say even scared, but we all have some type of fear. We all have some type of doubt. But then that's when that confidence and that reassurance of knowing who you are, or even having some type of idea of who you are, to challenge that, to push you forward. So I use my brother's testimony as one to possibly help y'all throughout the future. Tune in tomorrow. Hopefully sometime soon we're going to have him on the show as well, so y'all can hear from the horse's mouth, about his challenges, but also about his wins with identifying his hustle, and staying committed to that. But this is another episode of Ian's podcast, and we're out of here.